is, we're sitting up here, look at the staff. Jeff, Brad, John, I forget your name. Anthony. Frank Williams, Greg Vesta, John Forrest.
Clarification.
Oh, Frank Bedowitz.
I forgot your name.
We got a good staff, and they're all educated. And we paid for some of them to be educated. We need to keep them. Yes?
Okay, so then that's your comment that you wanted to offer?
Comment. If we want to keep good employees, we got to pay for good employees.
Okay, good. Okay, Alderman Lewitton?
You know, I cannot understand any alderman sitting up here trying to make a better city and wanting dumber people. I just don't understand that. I would even double their reimbursement and pay for their books. They need an education.
Language, watch the language at this meeting. Then also, I'm going to recognize Alderman Eugene Wesley. Did you wish to say anything before? Maybe I'll ask Alderman Ray Wesley to make a motion. Alderman Eugene Wesley.
All right, we won't go with the wastewater treatment now. Wastewater, we'll go with the forestry license. They get a stipend, do they, or do they not? So if I send someone to get an arborist license, I'm paying,
It's not tuition.
it is tuition.
For the licensing,
ahead.
okay, Mr. Kramer.
The arborist license, there was no professional schooling that anyone went to. More, it was seminars, day seminars, which is not a tuitionable class. At least I don't know of any forestry class in the area that you could go to and take and get a forestry 101 class and parlay that into some sort of a degree.
Alderman Wesley, are you making a motion to approve the Central Services Department as presented?
That's my motion.
Okay, and then I make a second, Alderman Cadella.
Wasn't there a motion on the floor before the question was called by Alderman Shockey?
It failed.
No, what failed was whether or not to call the question.
No, I'm pretty sure that he made a motion
But I did ask to amend it,
to amend it to,
to use that money for buyout, whatever.
I didn't even hear that, sorry.
I'm sorry.
So you wanted to amend your motion to agree on the 10,000,
And use that 10,000 for the other purpose.
and then we did not amend it though, correct?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
But-
So that failed.
But then
It is not amended, the way I understand it. And then Roy just made a motion, and we're going to look for a second. And if it passes, if it fails, then
we're back
we
up.
can put that back on. So I apologize if I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. So Roy, your motion was to approve the Central Services Department as proposed in the proposed budget, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And if someone didn't second, I will. Did someone second? Okay, so I seconded. And all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed.
I thought I heard 4 and 4. Eileen, will you call the roll?
I don't know what that.
Alderman Lewitton,
Yes.
Alderman Roy Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
No.
Alderman Police,
No.
Alderman Cadella,
No.
Alderman Eugene Wesley,
No.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Chalky.
No.
Motion fails.
I make a motion to table this section and come back to it.
Is there a second on that? Okay, that fails. Alderman Sharkey.
I'll make the motion again to, as proposed, except to take that 10,000 and as Alderman Cadella suggested, put it into the fund for acquisition, land acquisition.
Second.
Do I? Okay.
Okay, so there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I oppose.
Opposed.
Opposed.
Will the minute taker please call the roll?
Alderman Lewitton,
Opposed.
Alderman Roy Wesley,
Opposed.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Police,
Yes.
Alderman Cadella,
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Opposed?
Alderman Shockey.
Yes.
That motion passes. Next fund, and I'd like to try and go for about another 15 minutes, and if we don't get any further, then we'll carry on to the next, to the next meeting. Is that, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Murmas? Are you guys good with that? Because you're good, okay. Next item, Road and Bridge Fund. Any questions, comments on this fund?
No, they ain't any.
I make a motion to approve the Road and Bridge Fund as presented. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the Motor Fuel Tax Fund. Now, in this case, are we going to amend this to take into account the 125,000 snowplow thing?
You would need to, however, as with the truck, you can't actually outright purchase something out of the MFT fund, so we would need to bump up that, I think it's technically the equipment rental line item 42022.
42022, uh-huh.
You technically need to bump that up by an amount, if you give me 1 second here.
155.
For the proposed, okay.
155.
210.
Because it's spread out over 5 years, right? Incrementally or no?
We can do it, I would have to check with the particular vendor for that. I'm not sure how many. With the truck, we were looking to do it at 3 years, so I don't, we can get together. I mean, at 3 years, using the same numbers that we use for the truck, you would need to increase that by about $45,000, that particular line item.
So the 50,000 becomes 95?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to recognize Alderman Police, and then I'm going to make a motion and look for a second. Alderman Police?
Brad, earlier you said, actually you just said it again, that we can't purchase the vehicles. We can lease them. Now, at the end of the 3 years, we own them though, right? So we are technically buying them, right? I mean,
If I understood why the state wouldn't let us do that, I could tell you. I don't know. I've talked to local roads a couple different times, and they've said that you can finance a vehicle and a piece of equipment, and they're perfectly fine with that. But just buying it outright for cash, like
okay.
you would anything else, they don't allow that for some
But at the end of the 3 years, we own them. It's not like we owe another 100,000.
Correct. Yeah, when the vehicle is delivered to us, it's titled to us. The bank is a lien holder on it, just like we would. And it's not like some of the old copier leases where you have to pay them $1 or you're locked into that particular amount for the rest of your life or whatever. So, correct. Like I said, if I knew why, I don't know if Al knows why, but I haven't talked to anybody yet that can explain to me why you can't. But that's just the way the state has it set up, so.
Mr. Mayor?
I think we approved the street sufficiency study a couple months ago. Was that for this amount, or was that a lesser figure? 50,000 you have in here.
Mr. Kramer just told me it was for 40,000, so we can go ahead and amend that number down as well.
Then, when we circle back next week, do we just want to approve it revised then, instead of, because we have to make another change here? Is that right, street?
The next line down, professional services, 42034, based upon the contract that you approved, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, that should be 40 instead of 50. As long as we conceptually approve it as amended, we should be good. We should be okay.
Okay, then I'm going to make a motion to approve the motor fuel tax proposed budget as amended on line item 42022 for an additional 45,000 to make it a total of 95,000 proposed, as well as line item 42034 for professional services, bringing the 50,000 down to a total of 40,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Anything else on the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is tourism fund. Any questions?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's see.
Let's take a break. This is going to take a long time.
I'm getting responses of taking a break, of
Home break.
kind of closing out. Is there any objections to wrapping up now? Or, I mean, I think there's a considerable amount left to go. Or do you feel we're in the home stretch, Mr. Wilson? Like 5 minutes?
Tourism fund, you can't do anything with it, so you got.
It's going to take more than 5 minutes.
And the,
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple that we could probably do in about 30 seconds, but the 30 seconds this week versus next week is pretty material, so if people are tired.
yeah. Okay, I think I'm ready to wrap up. Okay. Then I'm going to make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Question, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Yeah. Thanks for taking the vote.